Hi there, I'm Matt Kent, and this is my Norin the Wary deck. So, I wanted to make a more casual, friendly, wackier deck in general. So, I went with Norin, good change from my change of pace from Zur. Monocolor, so I'm up to the gills and mountains. Got in the area of about 30 basics, then some requisite non-basics here. Valakut, Temple of the False God, Ancient Tomb. These are important as you'll see later, I'm going for big mana in the deck. And another sub-theme in the deck is artifacts, which will shine through. Got the non-basics that go with that. Spinerock Knoll, good as always. Then I've got some just mana ramps, some mana stones, Soul Ring, Thran Dynamo, Chalice, Palladium Myr, just to help get me up to some of the bigger spells I'm going to be running. In a multiplayer game, a big favorite of mine is Mana Geyser. You play a 4-player game, your opponent's tapping out, getting greedy, going big on mana. You can definitely hit 15, 20 mana on your turn. Braid of Fire, only good if you drop it early, but can help get you to the big things. Here's one that plays nicely with Zur, or not Zur, plays nice with Norin, as I can continually exchange my Avarice Totem for Norin, then he'll come back into play under my control when he inevitably does leave play. Kind of an unfair thing to do with what should usually be a pretty weak general. Same thing with Confusion in the ranks. When my Norin leaves play every turn and comes back into play, I can exchange control of him for someone else's permanent, and he will then leave play under their control at some point and come back under mine. That, and also it's just Mass Confusion, which is a big favorite of mine, something that I go for in this deck. Not for everyone, but it's for me. Genesis Chamber triggers every time Norin comes back, pumps out a bunch of dudes. Going big on mana, so I have a couple of guys that help me go big on mana, double it up. Then here's some of the, as I said, I go for some chaos. Timesifter, Gate to the Aether, Warp World, Wild, Evocation. I can't really say that they are strategically good for my deck, but they help bring the lulls for me, particularly Timesifter. Special, not artist altered. Got to make some concession to card advantage and card filtering. Wheel of Fortune, Mind's Eye, and Sensei's Divining Top. This is a tutor that I particularly enjoy. Phyrexian Portal, I won't go through exactly what it does. It's basically pay 3 mana, draw a card, with some very weird stuff thrown in. Hoarding Dragon, as this is a artifact-based deck in many ways, he helps tutor up exactly what I need. Gamble, another tutor. Red is really lacking in them. As I'm a monocolor deck, and I think that people have gotten overly greedy with their commander mana bases, I like to run Blood Moon and Ruination to punish them for doing so. So outside of that, some things I like to go big with some creatures, some very, typical red effects that are very big and powerful. Stalking Vengeance, Vicious Shadows can help me when I'm flinging, dropping big things and then wiping boards. Stalking Vengeance, Vicious Shadows, oftentimes doing some of the killing. Same with Grab the Reins. Spine of Ish Shah, wonderful when I'm limited on my abilities. Red has very little ability to kill certain enchantments, so I like to make use of this. Combos very well with Goblin Welder, which we'll see later, other sack abilities in the deck. Cauldron of Souls, as you can see here with Greater Gargadon, I'm going to be sacking my creatures and my things, and this helps me redouble my value. Greater Gargadon, All-Star. For things such as Clone Shell, he can be flung, he can be sacked, and he helps me cheat out some of the very expensive guys, and can also scare people away from attacking into a 2/2. Bosh Iron Golem, as you've seen, I've run many artifacts in the deck, so this helps me, adds a little reach, is a sack outlet, is a big dude himself. Goblin Welder helps me continually cheat on effects, rebuying Spine of Ish, bringing back anything that they killed earlier, and it can oftentimes do it for just an artifact land. Siege Gang Commander doesn't have huge synergy with the deck, but he's a solid ability for 5 mana. Lets me interact in the mid game when I'm often going for the late game. Same with Kazul. helps just buy me some time. Kiki-Jiki, guy who's worthy of being his own general, helps me redouble some of my better guys. If that betrays one of the very big effects, one of the large ones that I'm ramping to, not much more on that. Taurean Mauler, now, it doesn't exactly beat down very well as I don't have much early game to interact with it or to support it, but it helps keep me in the game while I'm building towards larger effects later, such as Bogardan Hellkite. And big guy, Dragon Tyrant, that I like to ramp to. He can often get there all by himself if he goes unanswered. Godo, a little more of the tutoring. I don't have the best artifact package or the equipment package to go get. Bone Horde, you know, this deck is meant to be played in multiplayer, so he can be pretty good during a late game. He's probably my favorite Bone Horde, or my favorite Godo target. The other one I have is Skull Clamp. A little aggressive for the casual nature, or the goofy nature I'm going for the deck, but he works pretty well with Genesis Chamber tokens. He works pretty well with Siege Gain tokens. Does not work very well with Norin, but if I want I can cash him in for 2 cards. Then, as a lot of my deck is creatures and sorcery based, this helps me keep mana open and interact with my opponents. Then I've just got some of my dudes that I play, Solemn Simulacrum, keep me alive, ramp me to the later game, and as an artifact, as you see, many artifacts in here. Shimmer Myr helps me flash in. Darksteel Forges let me block with Shimmer Myr. Yeah, this guy's an all-star on the deck. He can, when I drop this one, my typically not very powerful deck that is not able to stand up to opposing decks can get going once I drop a Darksteel Forge. And that's when I'm getting to big mana, so Mirror works. Same in that way, grind some card advantage out, doubling up on my efforts, making use of the large amounts of mana I've been generating. Sculpting Steel fits fine in any artifact-based deck, especially one that's running very big abilities. Karn keeps me alive to the late game, makes use of the large dudes I'm running. You know, no problem swinging with a 9/9 indestructible Darksteel Forge. Knowledge Pool, not a strategically powerful card by any means. Or at least the way I'm playing, I don't have much to take advantage of it, but given the chaos and goofy nature of the deck, it was a requisite. Thopter Assembly, one that actually does play very well with the Skull Clamp from earlier, and actually Skull Clamp lets it continually rebuy. It's great to be Mirror Works, great to be Sculpting Steeled, great to be cheated in with Goblin Welder. And as I'm artifacts, as I'm trying to cheat on big things, Mimic Bats, do them over and over. A lot of my cards put tokens into play, put many small guys, and also granting haste is very powerful, particularly if I'm doing it to a Dragon Tyrant. Then, want to interact with my opponent somewhat. I've got Reverberate, Wild Ricochet, which help me. I got nothing for you there. Let me play with my opponent. Insurrection. So I've got this clever little chaosy deck which wins half of its games if I draw Insurrection. Just a concession to the power of the card. And here I've just got some removal, duplicate, artifact, removal. So it's good in most decks, but it's particularly at home in this one. Comet Storm, Starstorm, also Earthquake here. Just some board sweepers, particularly powerful if I've been ramping the way I hope to. So to that, Portcullis, a fun way to keep the board under control until I can ramp to larger things. And also, people aren't expecting to play under Portcullis, so you can watch people really squirm when they're trying to figure out what the hell do I do with this thing. And should I ever want to get out from under Portcullis, I've got Shattering Pulse here. That's about it. Thanks for watching CMDR Decks, and please subscribe and favorite.